Hi there, this is Tina from TinaHills.com and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm speaking about an Aries ascendant, a Sagittarius moon and a Gemini sun. So you have your ascendant degree in cardinal fire, Yang, ruled by Mars, the red planet. Mars is about action and it is also about competition and strife. Now, your moon is in Sagittarius, which is mutable fire again, Yang, and ruled by Jupiter, which expands everything. It is known, Jupiter is known as the great benefic in astrology. And you have your sun in Gemini. Now, sun does quite well in Gemini. This is Mercury's domain, and sun and Mercury have a good relationship. So yeah, it's a third house sun, and you have a ninth house moon. So your sun is about communication and about new ways to communicate, new people to communicate with. Okay, very dualistic sign, that is Gemini, and very misunderstood. So the ascendant degree is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. Okay, and the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So your rising sign is kind of like the Jungian mask, the persona that you assume to interact with the world. It is how the world perceives you. It's your physical body, how you look, your hand gestures, your health. A lot of this can be ascertained by looking at your ascendant or your rising sign. Okay, so it's how people perceive you, remember. So when you walk into, it's how you look. So when you walk into a room with that purposeful Aries stride and there's restless, edgy look in your eyes, people can see that you are the archetype of the initiator and the pioneer. Okay, and being ruled by Mars, you're quite the adrenaline junkie. You're not a coward. Nothing can stop you. You don't care who it hurts. You know, compassion is something you need to develop with this placement. Now, you're not afraid of eye contact and not afraid of staring down an enemy, quite the dominant. Aries rules the head. So this part is very, very much in focus for you, how you dress it up. It's your core identity. So you may like to put highlights in your hair, red highlights, red lipstick, blush, nice blushers, highlighters, glasses and all of that. Nice shades, hair pieces. So Aries rules the head again. So, you know, people can see that you're an Aries by looking at your head. You have very well-defined features, sharp, you know, Roman nose, thinnish lips, you know, prominent chin, and just that very restless look in the eyes. Mars here can give you a lot of energy. You don't know how to burn this energy will burn you. You have to empower Mars. You're so swift moving. If you're not careful, you can have an accident. Okay, now you're also the infant of the zodiac. You're the first sign of the zodiac. Now with infancy comes a streak of selfishness, because the infant understands self-preservation. So as eminent astrologer Stephen Forrest says, the goal of Aries should be enlightened selfishness. Okay, and Aries is a sign of spring, so everything is born anew. It's like a mini Big Bang when the sun enters Aries, you know. And when your soul is born with an Aries ascendant, it is asking for a new directionality. Okay, it's not easy, this placement. It's turbulent. It's Mars domain after all. So combativeness, strife, all of that comes with it, but it's how you handle it. You have to empower Mars. Remember that Virgo is your sixth house of health, and Virgo rules digestion and the nervous system. So what you put in your mouth and how you feel, if you're angry or stressed out, it can, result in headaches, persistent acne, ENT issues, sensitivity to teeth and gum, and all of that. During difficult, like if transiting Mars is making difficult aspects to your personal planets, be careful of guns, heavy machinery. And Virgo can be quite the warrior, because it's after all rules your nervous system. So be balanced about everything, otherwise you can become a warrior, and that is just going to give you more indigestion and more problems that you'll have to deal with. Okay, now moon in Sag, you are the eternal gypsy. And this is the ninth house moon, so ninth house moons are never happy with their surroundings. They're always looking to get up and go, move to the next place, the next experience. They don't like to settle down. I mean, this is the energy signature of Sagittarius. You don't like to settle down. You don't like to park somewhere. You're the eternal gypsy, eternal restless soul. Now, a Sagittarius rules the thighs, the hips, and the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is like the mother of all glands. It deals with fertility, menstrual cycles, breastfeeding, lactation, or release of oxytocin. So, an imbalanced moon, so remember your moon is in these places. Okay, your moon is literally in your thighs and hips. So any difficult placements to the moon can see you having pains there. Pituitary, if you have difficult aspects to your moon, it could mean you may not be able to breastfeed, or you can have some other hormonal imbalances. So hormones are one thing to look at with Sagittarius moons. There's a tremendous anchoring energy with Sagittarius moon. I know they are the gypsies, they are the free spirits, they have to roam around and they have to be free. Otherwise, they are most unhappy with routine and regime. But if you look at the black hole in the center of our Milky Way in Sagittarius, it anchors matter together, it keeps us together. So this is something that I have noticed, and I think there's a severe anchoring energy with the Sagittarius. So, even if you're moving from place to place, I think you're tying people together. You're very interested in foreigners and foreign places. You may marry a foreigner. Your mother may have been a foreigner, okay, in the place you live. She may be from some other culture. And interacting with other cultures, interacting with foreigners, even having a foreign partner, it's going to give you tremendous emotional fulfillment, physical fulfillment. You're very outdoorsy as well as intellectual. Jupiter expands and teaches. He's a teacher of all the gods, known as Brihaspati in Vedic astrology. And Jupiter, when he teaches, the best way for Sagittarius moon to learn is actually by teaching. Okay, and we actually teach what we need to learn the most. I think Oscar Wilde said that. So this is so philosophical. I mean, ultimately this is the archetype of the philosopher. So you see the big picture. You're not great with the detailing, and that is exacerbated with your Aries rising and your Gemini sun. Not great with the detailing. So that's something you've got to cultivate. And you love roaming from place to place, and you can see the myth and the cultures and the legends and extrapolate a lot that actually feeds your soul. I mean, this is uniquely Sagittarius. Mars is exalted in Sagittarius, and the sole ruler of Sagittarius is the earth. Okay, and the hierarchical ruler is Mars. So it links actually very well with your Aries ascendant, your Sagittarius moon. So, and the Aries sole ruler is Mercury. So ultimately there's a direct linkage with your sun there. So you've got tremendous Mercury and Martian energy about you. The placement of those two planets, check them out carefully, okay? Now, you have to, as I said, you are very concerned with the philosophical approach. So don't become overzealous or bigoted, because when you think you're the only one with the truth, then your truth is the only truth and no one else's truth is valid. That's when we have the shadow side of the moon in Sagittarius. Otherwise, you're forever the optimist, forever there with a smile on your face, but you can be very blunt. Okay, and this can hurt people. Even Gemini can be blunt, or they can just say something without thinking, even Aries. So you have to think before you say something. Was that important? Was it necessary? Was it hurtful? Okay, yes, you're not afraid to call a spade, but there are other people there, and their emotions are as valid as your need for adventure and your thirst for new experiences. Their emotions are valid to them the same way stuff that's important to you is valid to you. You're the most spiritual of all the fire signs. So there is a very spiritual side. You've seen the arrow that is a Sagittarius. It's guiding you to higher worlds, to Jupiterian worlds, where you can learn about truth and justice and freedom and equality. And another thing about Moon in Sagittarius is you hate someone playing the victim mentality, but you will really stretch yourself to do something for someone who is standing up against the system. In that sense, you're very Aquarian, after all, Aquarius soul ruler is Jupiter. So you have that very, Aquarian mold about you, that you want to stand up for people who speak their truth. Okay, and if you're not bigoted, if you're open-hearted, like the way Jupiter wants you to be, then you're ready to listen to everyone's truth. You're ready to show your passionate, free-spirited side and make it valid for everybody. Everybody has that side to them, that free-spirited side, and you can see it. Open up to new horizons, because that is what your Moon and Sag is asking you to do. Now you have a third house, Sun. So your father could be traveling. Sun is your inner vitality. It's your soul purpose. It's how you shine. It's your father. It's your goals and ambitions, and not in the Martian way. Okay, in a soul purpose way. It's your conscious awareness. It's how you take your internal power and transmute it for the world. Okay, always remember that the Sun is in perfect balance, so he's being able to sustain the solar system. If he became a red giant, a gas giant, he would swallow us up. If he became a white dwarf, there'd be no sustenance left for us. So everything is a healthy balance of the ego. Now, the Sun in Gemini, third house Sun, you definitely hear your goals and ambitions are very important to you. Okay, very, very important to you. And your Sun and Moon are also trining. Okay, they're also they're not trining your Sun and Moon. Your ascendant degree and your Moon is trining. So there's a fluidity of how people perceive you and your emotions, which is amazing. Now it's square. Your Sun and your Moon are square, so this could result, it's a 90-degree aspect. This could have you feeling like your goals and your ambitions are at loggerheads with how you feel. Okay, and Gemini Sun, you're not very great at feelings. Okay, you cannot verbalize your emotional needs, and you're so hell-bent on moving from place to place that you cannot see that there are people there you can connect deeply with. Now, everything is about grounding when it comes to Sagittarius Moon. So ground yourself with the earth. Your soul ruler is the earth. Okay, and Gemini soul ruler is actually Venus. So ultimately, it's a dance of Mars and Venus and Mercury in your chart, and how they are exposed through different levels of awareness within you, and how you may work with them in a more fluid manner. Okay, so I hope you like that as much as I like making it for you. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you don't like it, let me know why. Check out my website and my merch and my reading.